Hi guys, welcome to another GoForIt video. Today I will remove and disassemble the head on my 1.8 VVT engine. Stay tuned. I really hope you enjoy this kind of content, and if you do, consider to subscribe and activate notifications. This is my 1.8 VVT engine that I am preparing to turbocharge. You can see here on top and also on the description the links for the previous videos, where I started by removing the valve cover, inspecting the head on top, and then I had a second video on this series where I did the leak down test. With the valve cover off, let's start by removing the fuel rail. We need to undo these bolts. Be careful with the fuel rail spacers. Here they are, the 3 spacers. You also have here on this side one bolt that holds this bracket, and it has some ground attached on it. Now we are ready to take the fuel rail. But yet you still have that guy there that we need to undo. Okay, here we have the complete fuel rail out. Now I'll take the opportunity that I have everything assembled and secure, and I will remove the lift points on the engine. In the meantime, I will prepare to remove some of this stuff, because we don't have the heater inside of the car, so we don't need this water line. I'm not sure if I will do cooling rerouting on this engine at the moment or not, but for sure I will not need this water outlet. So I will try and see how it is inside. My idea was to pass this sensor to one of these ports, maybe this one. I will have to see the length of the wires, and take this one out, because I will also not run the oil cooler, the original one. I have an external oil cooler to mount, so this port will not be needed also. So for the moment I will just remove this stuff from here, so we can take the head and clean it properly without having all this stuff. In the timing part of the engine, let's now start to remove the covers and all the parts to be able to remove the timing belt. This cover is now free and ready to take. Next we have the pulley for the water pump. For all this stuff, it's really handy to have an impact gun. If you don't have, you can use like an old belt to squeeze it here, hold it, and undo the bolts. Next I will keep going to take the bolts from the cover. Also this one. Now let's take the bolts inside for the crank pulley. So in theory we should now be able to remove the pulley. I will just use a big screwdriver, try to force it a little bit from the back. Don't push it too hard. Oh, it is coming, okay. There it is. The disc, it has a recessed part that is facing the engine. So the recessed part faces the engine. Now I have here another one of those really rusted bolts. Let's try to take it really easily. It broke loose. and it is coming out without snapping. Good. And now this last piece of the cover can come off. Next, we can take the spring from the tensioner. You can use a plier or a spring pushing tool like this one, that it makes the job really easy. With the spring off, we can now take the tensioner with a 14mm. I will take the opportunity to take the roller also. And we have now the timing belt loose. Next, I will take the crank bolt. Here it is. Every time you push it, just be gentle. Don't want to push it too much. It should come easily. It's just some small rust inside that it is holding it. Be aware of the key and take it and don't lose it. Inspect it. If you see any damage, you should replace the key. If not, like it's my case, it's in perfect condition, so I'm thinking to reuse this guy. So now we can take the belt and let's take the pulley. I will now take the cam pulley off. I will hold it here with the wrench. I will not lock them because I will remove everything. I will just hold it here and remove it. For the exhaust side, you just need to remove this center bolt, and now the cam pulley will come to the front. Do not worry, because then when it reaches the time for reassembly it, the exhaust cam has a pin here that will align with the E that it is stamped on the cam pulley. For the intake side, we have the VVT assembly. So we need to take these 3 Torx bolts in the front and then remove it exactly like the other. But before, I still have here the VVT assembly on top, the control. So I will need to take this first. So this should be a 10mm, I believe, here on top. Yeah. And now we need to push this assembly off. It can be a bit tricky because of the O-rings inside. In this side we have the 3 Torx bolts. We are talking about T25 bolts. Be careful because you can easily strip them. This third one don't want to come off, but I have one idea. Because I could crack loose these 2, I will just remove them carefully. See, they are really tiny. So I remove this here, and I will try to rotate all the assembly just to crack that one loose. Like this. Now gently. And it is free. In here, in order to remove this assembly, we will have a 17, and we will do the same. We will put the big wrench here and we will crack it loose. We have some oil inside. I don't know if it is normal or not. Please leave in the comments below if this is normal. It's the first time I'm removing this. I have the rebuild kit for the VVT, but it seems that it only brings the gasket on top and the O-rings for this part. I don't know if I need to do something in here. Please let me know in the comments if you have experience in this and what to do. Now I slide it off. Now, with the cam pulleys off, we can remove these 6 bolts and take this cover plate from the back. With the plate off, I will now remove the water neck using an M12 wrench. I will just take these two bolts to take the water neck off. As I told you previously, I don't know if I will do the rerouting, the coolant rerouting or not. If I will do, this will be blanket here on the base. If not, this will come back to its place, but we need to delete this connection and put a bolt here. I will not deal with that for now. I will just take this part off, and after we'll decide what to do. With all these parts removed, we can simply take the water pump. To do that, we have these 3 bolts, M12 again, water pump. The 3 bolts are off. Oh, sorry, 4 bolts, I'm missing one. There's one here below. Now it should come off really easy. Just like that. Here is the old water pump. Let's now go and remove the exhaust side. So we will start by this one. One more time, I will try to do it in 3 steps. First step complete. Now for the second one. And now the last one. You can make them all loose. One more time, let's use the impact gun to be faster. Just follow the sequence again, over and over, for you guys to be able to check it. Like in the intake side, you can see on the exhaust we have stamped also on the caps. In this case it will say E5, so there's no way you can mix them. Just be really careful. Now it's off. Let's take the seal off. Here we have now the exhaust cam. I will bring it close to you guys. If you see something suspicious, please let me know. Next, I will remove all the shims and the lifters, and I will put them in a box all separated to reassemble them in the same position. So it will start by intake 1, I1, from the front of the engine in the cylinder number 1, and it will be I2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On this side, I will do exhaust 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To take them, I just use a magnetic picker. I stick on top and I take them from the place. You can see here how I am storing them, and I will keep track. So we have the I1 here to I7 to I8, and then the E1 until E8. Here inside I will keep in the same place also the springs, the bottom shim, and all the parts associated with each cylinder. They will be closed and safe and in the right place. At this point I'm ready to remove the head bolt, so we can take the head from the block. Here it is crucial to remove them in 2 or 3 steps. I will do it in 3 steps. The caps on the cams, it's a nice thing to do, but it's not mandatory from Mazda, but in this case it is. The loosening sequence, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So, front of the engine, rear of the engine. I will now start with the bolt number 1. You need to have a 12 mm, 12 points socket in order to be able to remove these bolts. 1, now the number 2, number 3, 4, the number 5 is this one, number 6, number 7 next, 8, the number 9, the last, the number 10. At this point we have now the first pass done in all of them. Let's now for the second one. We can start from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are all loose. Now I will just take the bolts away and then we'll be ready to lift the head. I will prepare you guys an image with the sequence for unbolting the head. Let me now take the bolts, and because I will reuse them, I will store them in order to put them in the exact same place again. It is controversial if you should reuse the bolts or not. By what I saw and what I read, these are not stretch bolts, they are torqued here in place, so it should be no problem to reuse them. If you don't feel comfortable with that, just to replace them. Here you have them on this little cardboard that I prepared with the losing numbers and the tightening numbers. They are just the reverse. We are ready to just hold it and push it up. It should come right off. We have the old gasket. It seems that it was already open sometime because we have the open passage here on the front. Let me take the head gasket off. The head gasket, it was in good shape, I believe. Let me show you one more time. Don't forget, comment below if you see something that it is not right. It is sitting for some time without the water, but I don't see any evidence of being burned. Let me show you closer, guys, what we are dealing with. I think that despite the fact we need to clean this really well, I don't see any major problem in the cylinders, in the pistons, in the edge of the pistons. Everything seems pretty identical and fine. The cylinder wall looks really fine, no scratches, no marks, nothing. So this will all be really cleaned and reassembled because I think it's okay. This was the video for today, guys. I'm really happy because I don't spot any damage on the pistons or on the cylinders, which means that our leak, it was only on the exhaust valves like we could spot it on the leak test. So on the next episode I will fully disassemble the head, taking the springs, the valves, the seals, everything, and I will wash it really well, clean everything, and lap the valves. So don't lose it. Subscribe to the channel, activate the notification so you will get a warning when I upload that video. I really hope you enjoy this. Make like, share on your social networks, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram because I put regular updates between the videos. See you on the next one. Bye.